Right, I'm being a very lazy Christian. I'm not doing any tack, and we're supposed to go in dressage, and someone's running around. I'm sure Ben's got some videos of him running around so I can insert them.
It's tough letting go of the world that I know, but what I know is sometimes it tastes like gold, but it's rotten. Sometimes a gauge can look like a key. Sometimes it takes your whole life free falling to be free, to be free. Sometimes you learn to swim when you're sinking, fumble your words to find clarity. Sometimes it hurts, but I'm still beginning to be free, to be free, free. Dreams broken, but I've woken up. Walls closing, but I know and trust that I'll be enough. Finally aligned with me, I would fight when I was hopeless. Yeah, I'm letting go of the world that I know, 'cause what I know is sometimes it tastes like gold, but it's rotten. Sometimes a gauge can look like a key. Sometimes it takes your whole life free falling to be free, to be free. Sometimes you learn to swim when you're sinking, fumble your words to find clarity. Sometimes it hurts, but I'm still beginning to be free, to be free, free. I might be losing.
Boy. A monkey. Yes, I am in a monkey mood today. Come on. Good boy, Will. Right, so cheeky little voiceover, as always, that I do with dressage. So for this movement, we got a 6.5, and the judge said we were straight but above the bit. He was quite lazy today, or he wasn't lazy, but he was lacking impulsion, but I did feel he was paying a bit more attention to me, so I was pretty pleased with that. And then we got a 6.5 for this circle right 20 metre diameter, and the judge said nice steps but needs to be rounder. And then for the transition here we got a 6.5 again, and I think the judge just put transition needed to be more through, so I'm assuming that means like through from behind, which agree, he's not there working behind yet, but that will come with time. And then for this half circle right 10 metres and then half circle left 10 metres, we got a 6.5. I was quite happy with that, so I was kind of hoping we might have got a 7, but she put could be more supple, which is fine. Then we got a 6 for this transition to walk, and she said above the bit and losing straightness. There were people in the cafe in that corner, so because it's quite dark in Coleraine and then the cafe lights on, it's very obvious that there's people in there, so it's quite a like interesting area for Nico to have a look. Then we got a 6 for this circle left 20 metres, and the judge said losing bend and connection. So there's a theme here with like suppleness and being on the bit and working an outline, working from behind, that sort of thing. For our transition to walk, we got a 7, and the judge said he was obedient to walk. Walk is often his best pace. He does seem to score well in his walk. Then we do a change the rein and a free walk on a long rein. Again, he does usually score well in this, so he got a 7. He didn't stretch as much as I thought he would actually, because when we were warming up he did some lovely stretching. but hey ho. The judge put needs more consistent stretch, which I would agree with. Then for our next movement, medium walk, circle right 20 metres, and then transition to working trot, we got 7, but she didn't give us any comments. I actually think it looks quite nice here. He looked like he'd lowered his head a little bit. Not sure he's working from behind, but lowered his head a little bit. So I did decide I was going to do sitting trot, because when I was warming up he was a bit more responsive to sitting trot, so my thought process was I'll do sitting trot and I'll try and get him to extend a little bit across this diagonal. Didn't really work. So we got a 6.5, and she said rhythmical steps but above the bit. And then for our turn down the centre line and transition to medium walk, I was still braving that sitting trot, which although it looks quite bouncy, I felt like I was actually like taking some of that, what's the word, force through my body. But we've got a 6.5, she said straight but hollowing. And then for our halt, we got another 6.5, and she said your halt was not quite square. So, bummer. Nice comments though. She said willing attitude to work shown, beautiful horse, just needs to work back better over the back and supple and become more elastic, because it was coming above the bit sometimes. So nice comments. Back out in the field in the rain and the mist, naked, so you can have a nice roll. He's a good boy. Right, I've come on to have a little bit of a vent. I am just about to go back out and bring the ponies in. But I'm really happy with how Nico did. I'm really, really chuffed. And I thought although he was not very impulsion-wise, I did feel he paid a bit more attention in the indoor than what he normally does. So we got our score, which was 65.68, which is still a good score. We have got 66 the last 2 times. But I feel a little bit, and I was saying this to the Pink Pony Pards girls, that like I feel a little bit, because I've not been able to ride Ellie for roughly a year and I've only been riding Nico, I feel like we're going backwards and I can't ride anymore. I think I'm finding it difficult as well because we're doing intros, and some of the people that do the team intro are doing my quest prelims, so it's almost like tactically they're doing an intro in the team to up the scores so that they like get the team points, if that makes sense. Which is fine, but obviously like a lot of these horses that are out doing the prelims, appreciate some of them might not have done much before, so maybe they need the confidence. But if you're doing a My Quest prelim, which is first, like they're there before the team quest, and then you're going and doing a team quest intro, it just seems like a little bit unfair. Like I'm not saying that we'll get a better score, because we're not going to get a better score, but it's just a bit annoying when you've got people who are doing like prelims normally to then go into a team quest and like up the scores. Maybe that is just a bad view on my part, but I just think like an intro should be for people who are nervous, or they've got novice horses, or like they've got young horses and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm sure it's just a bump in the road and me just being a little bit of a like moaning Minnie. But I know the Pink Pony Pards girls are brilliant. They were like, it takes a long time. Like it's doesn't happen overnight. And like I still, when I do like his schooling at home, like I school him at home, but I'm not schooling him in like a 20x40 arena or a 60x40 arena or whatever. Like I'm schooling in my field, and I'm not doing like 20-meter circles all the time. Like generally when I school him, I'm doing transitions and like I'm working in a huge circle because I'm still conscious that he's young. And I know that is the right thing to do, but sometimes it's a little bit disheartening because I feel like we were making like a lot of progress towards the end of last year, but we're also like now I feel like we're not. But I'm trying to like, he is due a break, but I'm just trying to ride him through because he is going to have a couple of weeks off in May due to various different reasons. So I'm trying to like ride him through that and like, yeah, I don't know. This is just my straightaway thoughts. Like I'm really happy with him. I'm proud of him. He did really well, and I think he was very attentive. And yes, he wasn't very forward, and he's not on the bit yet, but I do think it was one of his better tests in terms of his attention span. But yeah, I don't know. Just musing. I'll probably end this on a different note. Maybe tomorrow when I've slept on it, and maybe I'll have a completely different view. But yeah, I think I need to go and do like a local riding club dressage or something to maybe like make me feel better, because all of the people that do the My Quest are very like seriously tactical. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. And he's literally just eating Nico's hair. Yummy. Oh. Ellie probably have a hole in her own. She says, "Did you say my name? Tasty." Interrupted. She's more rich and please. Are you a good boy? This is yes. I was very attentive today. Yes. You're a bit more laid back today. I mean, you're always laid back when we do dressage, but I felt you were listening to me a bit more. You were a bit more in tune with me today, weren't you? Hey? Just bring me in for my dinner. Good boy. Right, let's go turn the fence off. So, debrief with my blade of grass in the face. You're not here for the riveting content, you're here for the laughs. So, I am painting my jump balls. Anyway, debrief. So, the other day, obviously, I was having a little bit of a memento, after the team quest. I still stand by what I said, and I think if you are winning prelims, you shouldn't really be doing intros on Team Quest, but whatever. But I've decided that I was being a bit of a drama queen, a bit of a diva, and I thought, do you know what? I don't care, because Nico is approaching 5 at the end of May, and I haven't schooled him heavily. When I do my schooling, I do it in the field, and we're doing it on like massive circles, because you know he's not a big horse in height, but he is a chunk, and I haven't wanted to stress his like skeletal structure or anything like that. So I've been quite cautious about what I've done with him. So he's not really like he's schooled for fitness, if that makes sense, but not schooled, if that makes any sense whatsoever. You know, he's not doing like 10-metre circles, 20-metre circles and stuff like that. Like, we're just practicing transitions, maybe a little bit of leg yielding, and doing some big circles. So I was like, well, obviously he's not going to be as supple as the horses that are doing that. So I've decided, well, I haven't decided, like logically he's 5 in May, and he is getting fitter, and we will have access to better hacking. So I've decided that when he turns 5, I'm going to start knuckling down, not like proper serious, but you know, like I'm going to start doing some proper schooling, because I think he's got so much potential. Like, he's obviously already scoring 65s and 66s in intros, and for a horse that isn't really that schooled at all, that's pretty good. So I've already been in contact with someone, and I've already booked myself on in May to have a lesson. It's quite expensive. Oh gosh, my blade of grass is back. Oh well. It's quite expensive, so hopefully it'll be worth it. But I want to give him like all the opportunity that I can, and I want to make sure that, you know, we are doing everything right and all that sort of jazz. So yeah, that's where we're at. Did ride him yesterday in the field, and I popped a couple of little jumps up, which he loved, so I'll pop that in here. I haven't jumped properly for a while though, so I am being a bit of a pansy. Probably isn't helpful, but we'll gain our confidence together. But I mean, he's quite confident anyway. But so that is where we're at. We will still continue to do Team Quest because I love doing that with the girls, with Lucy. Holly has been a bit absent because she's been focusing on her showing at Wilf. That's fine. And the other two, Lucy and Zette, will start eventing. Well, in theory, they have started eventing. So I don't know how many more quest dates we will get in because I've got a few things in the calendar and a few things coming up. The mysterious thing that I did announce at the beginning of the year, the mysterious thing that I announced that I can't announce, that is still happening, but it has not happened yet. And certain wheels have not been put in motion, so I can't publicly say what that is, but it's exciting. So yes, the months of May and June may be limited in terms of posting stuff. But hopefully in July we can get back in, do some more competing. But yes, we are booked on for a lesson in May, and I will hopefully have some more lessons with Michael because I really enjoy those and he's so as well. So yeah, but we've still got a few other things coming up and some exciting stuff happening. So yeah, right, I'm going to carry on painting my jumps because I need to finish this and then sort the ponies out, and then I need to get home and make a roast. So if you really enjoyed my wailing like a giant queen, like a proper diva, proper, I don't know, is it Mariah Carey who's a diva? I don't really care about all that stuff. But anyway, if you did, hit the like button and pop subscribe to see my next Moni content. Anyway, over and out for now. Bye.